Good evening, our viewers and everyone that's watching us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know we're all watching from different time zones, and I know Prophet Seer 1 is watching us an hour behind us, so we had a bit of a conflict on our time zones, apparently. So I do apologize for starting this program an hour late. I know that we are celebrating a day that last year we were voting. And the reason we have Prophet Seer 1 over is because he was quite prolific before the elections in a lot of our programming, especially on social media, where he talked a lot about how we shouldn't vote for the PF back into power. And his programs were always interesting, informative. Some of his content was mind-blowing, especially when it was about a minister and revealing some of the content about ministers that we were perhaps unaware of. But Prophet Seer 1, welcome to this interview.
Good evening. God bless you, and God bless you, everyone that is watching this evening.
Thank you so much. Straight away, I would like to ask, why do you have such a passion for Zambian politics?
Because I spent most of my useful time in Zambia. I spent about 10 years in Zambia, and that is where my ministry exploded. So I met a lot of people I came to know a lot of people. Zambia, it became a home to me. So that's why I have passion for the nation of Zambia.
Okay. I think, I know you stayed in Zambia for quite a while, but you came in as a prophet, as a pastor. How did you move from that part of church into the politics?
I didn't move from it because I'm still a prophet up to today as we are talking. The only thing is that
Okay.
I've always had interest in politics. Zambia is not the only country that I've done a piece of politics with. I've done it in Nigeria, and I'm doing it in Nigeria. I did it in Guyana, and I'm still doing it in Guyana and several other countries. But the thing is that on earth, you realize that without politics, we are not going anywhere. Politics controls everything. Politics controls religion. It's the platform that politics provide that you use in religion. For example, as we are here today, and maybe you have a church there or I have a church here, and the government comes and say, starting from today going on, there will be no church services here. We would have no option than to agree to what government has said. So if we have to enjoy religion, we must take politics serious. So I've always taken politics serious, even as I do the work of God.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
Yes.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was saying a lot of Zambians are not aware that you are involved in politics in different countries. So one of the biggest questions that you get asked a lot of the times is that why are you interested in the Zambian politics? Or the pastors that come from Nigeria, we're asking. All right, you can get me?
Yes, I can get you.
Hello. Yeah. A lot of Zambians are asking, why are you not prophesying over things in Nigeria, like, you know, the girls that get abducted? We're always asking the prophets, especially that ones that come into Nigeria, why you're not as active in Nigeria as you are maybe in other countries.
As you know, I left Nigeria when I was young, and I just came here now. I can say we established in Nigeria 3 months ago, and we are doing our best. As we are speaking today, I am the ambassador here of PVC. PVC is like a voter's card there in Zambia. It's a PVC to have it for you to vote. So I've been made an ambassador to encourage the youths to come out and get their PVC that they can vote next year election. So I've been doing that, and if you have been following my page, you will see where I posted an award that was given to me by the state because of my active participation in encouraging the youths to come out in number and vote. So we have started it in Nigeria. We are doing it. Rome was not built in a day. When I came to Zambia, I stayed for about 5 to 6 years before people get to know what I'm doing. So we are not even up to a year in Nigeria, but we are doing a lot of things. We are encouraging the youths to vote. We are encouraging everybody to come out and vote. So I'm doing a lot already in Nigeria and for Nigerians as well. As it's not only Zambia. The only thing is that in my page, I have 90% of my followers from Zambia, you know, and a few of them from Botswana, a few of them from Namibia, and a few of them from Nigeria. Many people don't know me. Many people don't even know that I'm a Nigerian. You know, this is when they are beginning to know, are you a Nigerian? This is when they are following the page. When I post something on my page today, you will see out of the thousands of comments that will be there, maybe 2 or 3 is from Nigeria. So they don't know. We are new here. We are building here. Whatever we are in Zambia, we are also going to do here in Nigeria. So it's not only Zambia. We have a lot of things to do here in Nigeria, and we have started it already. The other Sunday, I closed the whole service, carried every members along. We are marching the street, encouraging the youths to register and vote, telling them the importance, how important it is to, you know, participate in politics. So we are doing a lot already by the grace of God.
All right, that's really good. One of the things that everybody wants to know is the do as I say real? That's what a lot of people ask. Is the do as I say real? Because you really had the politicians at their necks with the do as I say story or the claim, especially when you spoke about it last year.
Of course, the do as I say is real. I use it myself. Majority of the people that to me use it. So it's not a mystery. It's like when you are sick, you go to hospital and they give you medicine. They give you paracetamol. Do as I say, it's like paracetamol. It's as real as paracetamol. I don't hide it. That's what I use myself. So it's very, very real, yes.
All right. Now, some of the elements of the politics that we had in Zambia were quite unfair, or they were quite the term I'd say is, you know, they were very restrictive, and many Zambians couldn't speak up. So you became the mouthpiece of a lot of Zambians, and at least you were probably out of Zambia, so you were able to speak up, but you were still targeted. Is it true that you were still being followed even in South Africa?
Even when I was in Zambia, I was speaking. The thing is that many people say, Seer was speaking because it was out of the country. That's why he was able to challenge Edgar Lungu. No, while I was in Zambia, I challenged Edgar Lungu. I've come a long way with Edgar Lungu. It's not something that started today. This is something that started long time ago. You know, I was able to challenge him. I remember the time that he incarcerated President HH. I wrote him a letter myself. I told him, because he never wanted to talk to me. He never wanted to have anything to do with me. I don't know what happened, but the relationship was no longer, you know, it was scattered. But I wrote a letter that I delivered to the State House and gave a copy to Mwebanti News Media so that it will be an evidence, because tomorrow somebody will say, Seer did not, you know, do anything. Seer didn't say anything. Mwebanti posted the letter exactly the way I did it. I told him that I'm not a coward. I am not going to support you in supporting this guy, you know, because I'm supporting PF or because I was working with PF. Then everything you do, I'll support. No, I don't release Akainde Echelem. I told him, I have the copy of the letter. The copy of the letter is also there at Mwebanti. You know, I started speaking while I was in Zambia. I was never afraid of anything. I didn't start speaking because I was in South Africa. And besides, South Africa is also a Zambian territory, because by map, South Africa is SADC. So they could easily do anything to me. You know, I was still in their territory. Yeah. I was still speaking. If I was given an opportunity to come and speak from Zambia, I was still going to come and speak from Zambia, because I don't fear. You know, I don't know what fear looked like. So I was speaking while I was there.
Okay. Part of the content that you would speak, especially during the political time, was content that maybe you knew privately. So if people came to you and you knew this information privately, you began using it as ammunition, I would say, in your lives. What about privacy? Why were you not bothered about privacy? So, for example, like Mr. Kambwili's issue, there were a lot of other people. There was little private things that you used as ammunition. Why were you now using it as ammunition?
When me and you are doing something, you must respect me. I must respect you. You must follow my violence with PF very well. And there is no single day that I started the fight. They all started the fight. For example, I was on my own in Zambia. They deported me. I didn't commit any crime. You can go to immigration office today at headquarters, Long Acres. and asked them, what crime did Seer one commit? I didn't commit any crime. They deported me. I marked it somewhere. When I was being deported, I met one Zambian businessman at the airport. And then he said to me, you know, you were saying, sorry, Seer one, sorry, what? I said, no, don't worry. This thing, they will pay. So I wrote it well. One thing with me, I don't forgive people. I don't forgive. It can never. I rather die.
But isn't that a Christian tenet that you're supposed to forgive people?
It doesn't matter, my sister. It doesn't matter whether Christian or non-Christian. It's how I was born. When you do something to me, I'm going to look for opportunity to revenge you. I don't care whether it's Christian or it doesn't. If you don't want, don't do me. Like I don't like doing people. I don't look for trouble. You know, they came to me. We came in agreement. Everything was going well. They used my church for campaign. I released a lot of video. Bishop Chomba was campaigning in my church. It was my church that they were using as a pillar to defame a church, to call him a Satanist. I had the single largest congregation in Zambia. We were using the football field at Stamp School, and the crossover, because crowd became too much.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yes, I had the single largest congregation. Any message you give out from there has gone, it goes viral. So they use me to campaign and speak against HH, to campaign against UPND. And then after using me, you just pick me from nowhere and send me back. Say you can go. All the money I had in Zambia, nothing. All the house, all the cars, I lost everything. So you think that I'm a fool? I will just be watching you, then you continue ruling. Does that make me an African person? I must revenge you. So I put that aside and was waiting for the right time for me to hit. Because if I hit that time in 2016, people were going to forget it. I waited and gave them opportunity. Once it was 2 years before the election, I came. Because you, when you were biting me in my brain, you were not afraid of, when you are biting me on my head, you were not afraid of my brain. When I'm biting you here, I will not be afraid of anything. So it was time for me to revenge. It was time for me to fight. So whatever we did in private, they didn't respect it. They treated me like a fool. Then I must revenge. And you know, when I came and said, all those people that took, do as I say from me, all those people that worked with me, you must return my things, because I don't want to work with PF again. I didn't mention anybody's name. You
didn't mention their names, actually.
I didn't.
You didn't mention their names, and I've always wondered, why didn't you mention some of their names?
There are so many of them I mentioned their name, but that was later. Those are the people that were stubborn. And those that were sending me messages, here one, we still want to keep it. I mentioned at a later stage. But the first day I didn't mention. I still wanted to respect that privacy. And then I gave them date. Some of them brought to me, some of them didn't bring to me. But instead of PF to keep quiet, the Minister of Religious Affairs, that other useless woman that forgive me because of what I say from my mouth. I'm going to control some of them.
All right.
Yes, but that lady came out and said, Seer one is a Satanist. Seer one is, we are going to locate Seer one in South Africa. We are going to Seer one is a demonic. Seer one is a demonic. It was my demonic that made Galungu president. It's not a story, sister. The evidence is there. I gave evidence. I gave all the evidence. Okay, you just came, they just brought you to PF and made you a minister. You don't know what we went through, suffering for Eddie Galungu for him to become a president. My cars were released for campaign for Eddie Galungu. My money was used to campaign for Eddie Galungu. You know, so they did people didn't know the relationship, didn't know what we went through. They just came and started talking rubbish. And so once you speak about me, it means you don't respect the privacy. I was on my own, Tishimbakamburi, and no one knew that he was talking with me. No one knew that we had. No one knew. He is the one that went on radio and said, how can HH listen to a Satanist? My sister, if it were you, even if you are Jesus, you cannot talk and defend yourself. You call me a Satanist in public, behind you were coming to me. We are working together. So I had to come out in public also and tell people that, okay, this one that is calling me a Satanist is my client, and I provided them, and that was how he rested.
The service, yeah.
That was how that his campaign against HH, all those things stopped. Because if you cannot respect what we are doing in secrecy, how do you want me to come and respect it? There are thousands of people that up to today, they are still coming to consult from Seer 1. I mean, thousands from all the world. I don't just come out talking about them. They respect themselves, they respect Seer 1, and they respect them as well. So all those things of secrecy started because smoke came, fire must follow.
All right. I think the other element I'm gonna equally ask you is, how did you meet Edgar Lungu? Who introduced you to the former president, Mr. Edgar Lungu?
The person that introduced me to Edgar Lungu was Mr. Potiphar Tembo, when he was the deputy mayor for Lusaka. And you know, he's a very good man. He persuaded me to help Edgar Lungu because all of us thought that maybe this guy, you know, is a human. Anyway, it was good. This thing happens. You can be a good person, but the people you surround yourself with matters. They can change you. He was a very good person. For your information, let me tell you something you don't know. Something that you know. Even when he surrounded himself with people, I was among the people that fought. We fought like next for bad people to be taken away from State House. I fought very hard. You know, I loved Edgar so much that I didn't want him to make a mistake. Many of you don't know how Kaiser Zulu left State House. It was a request by Esther Lungu through, what is the name of man? Mrs. Mulenga. This PF lady, Charity Mulenga. One that don't have hair, that fat one. She came to my house and told me, Her Excellency is saying that the association of the president and the Kaiser Zulu is not giving her peace at home because Kaiser Zulu is a bad person. My sister, there is a lot of things we did. We had to fight for Kaiser Zulu to be removed from them. That is how much I loved him. I didn't want him to fail. But at the end of the day, you surround yourself with people who do not have the same vision with you. And you chase away the people that sacrifice for you. Potiphar Tembo sacrificed for Edgar Lungu like no man's business. If there is anyone who made sure that Edgar Lungu won election, it was Potiphar Tembo. But what did he do for Potiphar Tembo? So you chase away all these ones. You brought those that drink with you, those that with you, those that give you useless advice, and you make something. So that's how it happened.
Okay. Now, when you began doing your live videos, it was very evident for a lot of people that people had changed their minds, they had changed their hearts. They were not interested even in the PF government, but the PF were so convinced that they were still on track. Why do you think they were very convinced that they could still win the elections?
People did not just change their mind. Something happened.
Okay.
This is exactly what happened during this election. That's when I see people say, Seer one didn't do anything for us. It's just that people were already tired of Edgar Lungu. In 2016, people were already tired of him already. That election was rigged, and that was part of it. But, you know, I talk about that. Now, this election that came was also rigged. This is what happened. For many, when people say, people were tired of UPF, and it was evident that UPN was going to win, ask yourself a question. If it was evident, there is a man like Charles Kawoma who stood with UPND for many years. At the last minute, he left and they went to PF. If it was evident to leave the government that is coming and go to government that was leaving, no. There is Charmaine. Charmaine just jumped into UPND and she was given an MP ticket on a platter. What was she stood at the last minute? She jumped and went to PF. So there was nothing like people were already tired of it. They were tired for many years, but you can't just take power from Edgar Lungu, because Edgar Lungu he has criminal mentality. Look, this is what happened. Even at that, they managed to entice almost all the home musicians to sing for them. If it was evidence that they were going to win, were they going to agree? Simon Muewa, that other fat man, he used his Facebook page as a campaign tool for PF. If he knew that PF was leaving, was he going to do that? Even if it's a page for advert, my sister, you have this is a TV station or live TV, and you see what your people are going through. You know, lion is about to eat your people, and they are crying. Their voice is not loud enough to be heard. They see you and they you, oh my sister, at least your voice can be heard. Come and help us and speak. The lion sees you and gives you money and say, no, do not speak, do not speak. Take this money. I am paying you. This is a paid for advert. Don't speak for your people. You take the money and allow lion to eat your people. Are you a good person? Just because of few coin, you gave your platform for PF to use to lie to the people. And when we say it was business, it was a paid for. So all these guys that supported PF, if it was evident that PF was going to lose the election, they were not going to support PF. They are only coming back now with stories because we have won the election. So it was not evident. This is what happened during that time. PF are champions in rigging the election. Like I said, that was part of the 2016. My cars were for campaigns. My house was for campaigns. My money, all my spiritual work was for campaign, making sure that Edgar Lungu wins the election. And now I already understood the system. I understood how it works. Yeah. When I came, and
were you given back your properties? When after the UPND has come back into power, have you been given back your houses, your cars, your money?
No, I've not given anything. One of my car was given to King, my Range Rover. I think he has sold it because I don't see him driving the car anymore. And other properties, I don't even know. I don't know what has happened to them. I don't know, you know, and it doesn't bother me. But what happened is that during the time of election, this is where the confidence of PF came from. They knew that they were going to rig, and they wanted to use a different method this time around. The method they wanted to use was a method of, okay, let us rig it through voters registration. That is why you discover that during the time of voters registration, thousands of people from Southern province did not vote. But one, as the engineer of all these things, I want people ahead. I told them to say, for PF to bring in another Chavula from Uganda and they manipulate the system. It not work because I've already exposed that. People are aware, people are waiting for them. They are not going to rig like that. The next rigging that they are going to rig now is through voters registration. In Southern province, people that are known for voting, they are known for voting with one and one accord. PF went there and gave them 40 machines. Thousands of people were not registered in Southern province. Are you getting what I'm saying? Thousands of people were left out. They were not registered. What did the PF do? In their own constituency, they started registering children. When I say children, 10 years old, they are registering 14 years old, 7 years old. How on earth? Yeah. We know Zambia. Zambia is more like Nigeria. In those provinces you are talking about, they don't have time for election. They don't care about election. They are like us, Igbo in Nigeria. We don't have time for election. How come they managed to register more people in those provinces than these provinces that have been taking election serious? So they rigged the election. That's why they were very comfortable. We have millions of people voting from our stronghold, and these guys do not have anybody voting from their stronghold. What did we do? I called the people. I called the youths. Look, we have a union. We created a WhatsApp group that time whereby I was giving idea to people. Everybody, oh yeah, go to the internet. These people have rigged the election. Our system must change. The way we are doing it, our pattern must change. They have managed to register millions of people in their stronghold. What can we do? Let's go and hit the internet. Let's talk to the youths. Let's tell the youth that if you bring PF back into power, Chinese are going to take you as slaves. This and that. We hit the youth and hit the youth. I will be talking live on Facebook. Over 32, 33, 35,000 watching. At the end of that broadcast, already 1 million youth have been spoken to. They are taking our message. We want them about tribalism. Don't vote because you are coming from Eastern. Don't vote because you are coming from Northern. Vote because you have to save your country. That message entered everywhere. That was how we managed to win this election. It was through social media. And it was through talking to the youth. That's why you see in Eastern Province, youth voted and they voted for UPND. PF was like, what is going on? Exactly how it.
See, that's supernatural laughter. We call it supernatural laughter. Can you please laugh again?
So they are crying, they cry, they didn't know what happened. We got all the strategies, we tied it, and we are persuading HH. You understand the kind of politics HH was doing few years back.
I remember you said he was too clean. You were asking him, stop being too clean. What did you mean when you said stop being too clean in your politics?
There was a day I called him. It was the same day I called Nefas Mumba. It was the same day I called Harry Calabar. It was the same that I called Chishimba Kambwini. It was the same, I think almost all the opposition party. The shouting I gave to him that I fought him on the phone. I say, you leave your bed, go and campaign, go and meet the youth, go there and play football with them. What? I fought him like never before. At the end of the day, I told him, sorry, you know, all we wanted was for you to become president. Go and from that time, you know, a lot of things changed. You know, he became so charismatic, and we won through the youth. You know, we won through the youth, and we won through social media. So this is exactly what happened.
All right. As of now, how do you think the UPND are doing in government? We are close to a year now. What do you think of the UPND's work?
UPND is doing very well. But, you know, HH, I don't know, to be sincere to you, my brother and my sister, he has done more than I expected. He has done, I've never seen a president within a short space of time is able to achieve what HH has achieved. I really don't know that. The bar that he has set, I don't think anybody can, even me myself, I can fail to reach there. The guy is white. He has delivered so well. UPND has delivered so well. You know, forget about all these noise makers that are making noise. You can see that it's very difficult to criticize HH. You don't know what they are saying now is his shoe is old. his friends are the ones that are taking mine. What? Look, Chinese were handling the mine. In fact, as we talk today, there are still Indians that are having mine that are making billions, and they are not paying government anything. You know, that it has always been like that. If I am a president and my friends have the capacity to come and help my country, is it wrong? That's why we make friends. You know, a lot of investment is into the country. Dollar, Kwacha has stabilized. There is 24 hours electricity. There is sanity in the country. Nobody's beating anybody. You can wear PF to dengue, PF clothes, and they travel the whole Zambia. No one is going to harass you, unlike before. You know, there is police. There is sanity in the police. Though that sanity, they must look at it, because that sanity somehow is mixed with stupidity. There is a level where sanity becomes stupidity. You know, there is sanity. An opposition now can go to court and win election and win court case. These things were not happening. HH has brought sanity. There is peace in Zambia. You know, Boma Lusambo, all these other criminals. Sorry for that. I always forget I'm not on my platform. But anything I say here is mine. I'm responsible for them. It's not you. So all these other criminals, they are able to, you know, speak freely. They are able to move freely. They are able to talk freely. No one is harassing them. So HH has delivered, you know, over 45,000 people employed. What are you talking about? Fuel is busy dropping. There is a lot of transparency. Now, the HH is able to fire. Imagine how long we begged Teddy Galungu to fire Chilufya Chitalo. He didn't even fire him. Those things were just...
Yeah, he never did eventually, yeah.
Yes, you know, but imagine this guy from the Ministry of Health, fired. You know, when you commit crime, you can see there is sanity. Everything is perfect in UPND. The government has delivered. Now, where the problem is that most of the people that sacrificed for UPND have not been remembered. And it's 1 year down the line. There are people that really suffered for this party. One thing you must know is that educated people are not violent. And educated people are usually cowards. They fear. You know, they don't want to come out in public. They fear. They don't want to come out and support openly. But the people that comes out and support openly are those guys that are not educated. You know, they are hustlers. They have been on the street, you know. So when HH was campaigning, those guys came out in number to protect him. They did a lot of work for him and so on. Many of thousands of them, you know, are still complaining. They have not been remembered. And, you know, the government is saying you must wait for CDF. They don't even know what CDF is, those guys. When you say CDF, they don't know what it is, you know. When you say CDF, somebody must write. They don't know how to write. So the only challenge that UPN is having is how to get these guys and empower them, which is very easy. It's very easy. And it's not the responsibility of the president. It's the responsibility of his ministers, directors, PSCs. You know the people you campaign with, those that cannot speak English. Take them to the mine, fix them somewhere, let them do hand job, you know, fix them somewhere, let them be getting small things. You can give them some contracts, give them things. They eat and they, you know, they fuel. If you go to Facebook today, you can see PF idiots, you know, ranting. You are busy begging us. You are singing praises, but you are busy begging us inbox. Those things are not supposed to be heard. These guys must be empowered, not through CDF, because they don't know what CDF is. The ministers, the MPs, the directors, the PSCs must locate the guys that worked with them and empower them. There are so many things uneducated people can do that can fetch money for them. This is something that they are not doing. But I also want to commend Jito Kayumba. You know, that guy has always left his job at State House to go and look out for these people. He has met this guy. He has met this guy. I always see them posting his picture together with them on Facebook. No, Jito has come and met us. Jito has come and met us. You know, but him alone cannot do it. He has work to do at State House, and they still have time to go and look out for these people that suffered for the party. You know, so many people must also come on board and make sure that these guys that fought have been rewarded. I'm not saying give them money. No, that time of PF has passed. But put them in something. There are a lot of things they can do in the mine. Even picking stones, picking copper and so on, and getting money. It's very, very, you know, it's very easy. You know, this is where they are lacking. But from that, they have delivered.
Okay. What do you think of the current crop of the opposition parties that we have at the moment? Is there any political party you think could match or even dare campaign against the UPND at the moment?
No. There is no opposition political party in Zambia. Not even one. There is nothing. These are jokers, you know. I had so much respect for Harry Kalaba. I called him myself. And that time I told him to say, look, support HH for me. You know, this is a project that we all must do. Stop whatever you are doing in your party, go to HH and support him. That was during campaign. The same thing I told Nefas Mumba. The same thing I told almost all the opposition, but you know, I called them. I spent my money calling them, even Kambui. All of them are agreed. They promised, no, we are going to support, we are going to support. But at the end of the day, you know, they didn't support. So when I look at them today, they are regretting, even if they will not show it. You know, Kambui is regretting because definitely was going to be a vice president today. What's his name? Kari Kalaba. You see what has become of his party. His party is dead, and the political is gone. You know, there is nothing. How about Nefas Mumba? I told him. I said, you know, support this guy. Let's make him the president. You benefit. None of them agreed. You know. I remember when I finished speaking to Harry Kalaba, his spiritual father called me and said, no, see, you cannot support that man. You know, that man can never be a president. You know, he said, Tonga people this, Tonga people that, what. You know, I told him to say, when I take microphone, in front of my congregation and millions watching all over the world. I say, if a church don't win election, I will stop preaching. Do you think that I'm a fool to come and say that? I was already sure. This is power, you know. I was 100% sure that he was winning. I told that guy, said, no, it's not going anywhere. I think he's the one who deceived Calabar. And I didn't hear from him again. He didn't support a church. But where is he today? I had so much respect for him, but there is nothing. There is nothing like opposition political party in Zambia today. Those guys, the way it is, I think even in 2031, there won't be any opposition. The only man I'm praying for, maybe he can align himself to UPND, is Mr. Hamdudu. Hamdudu is the only person I'm praying for. He can align himself with UPND, work with UPND better. But the way it is, I see UPND going as far as 70 years ruling Zambia, because those guys, nothing. Forget about noise. We know we are mastermind. We are mastermind behind all this thing. There is no one.
Absolutely.
There's no one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. We are interviewing Prophet Seer one, and Mr. Jeremy Kanyika, my colleague, has joined me. Mr. Kanyika, do you have any question for Prophet Seer one?
Seer one, it's very good to be on the same platform with you. Yeah, first to start with, I hope you know that I'm the one who told the nation that the previous administration has supplied the fake drugs to the hospitals. I hope you know that. Yeah, the thing that made it to be fired. Hello? Are you getting me?
Yes, we can get you.
Yeah. So, Prophet Seer one, we have seen the figure. What are your comments concerning what Chilufya that is doing concerning the UPND government? Because it seems like going the opposite direction.
You know, I said this before. Now during campaign, Chilufya hid from his Facebook page. When he says something and gets people talking, someone from PF will say, okay, get this 5,000, get this 3, continue saying. You people are the one that is giving him bullets to shoot. If he posts something or says something and people ignore it, he will stop saying, he will stop talking. As we talk today, what is he talking? You know, there is nothing that he speaks. What is he talking about? There is nothing he's talking about. Before the election, he was supporting PF. One day I was chatting with, because you know, it's a friend of mine. You know, there was one day I was chatting with him. When me to say, PF is going to win the election. That I told him to say, if PF win this election, then know that you are one. He said to me, good luck, but I've told you. Now, he came on Facebook and made a lot of noise. You know, he spoke and spoke and spoke. At the end of the day, did the PF win the election? One thing is that so long as politics is concerned in Zambia, it will be decided on social media. Does PF have the social media capacity? No one listens to them when they talk. Even Chilufya today, no one listens to him when he talks. So these are people that you must ignore. It's not everything that people say that we go. When we go, we give him power to shoot. Like when he's live talking about the president or posting something about the president, if you look at it and ignore it, tomorrow he knows that PF is gone. He knows that even social party, I don't know that name of party and so on, that party is not going anywhere.
The Socialist,
Why?
Socialist Party.
socialist. That party is not going anywhere. Why? Because all the criminals are jumping from PF, jumping into socialists. And the people of Zambia are watching. It's more like Kambwiri opening a political party tomorrow and expect to win an election. Is it going to be possible? We are going to be here. Yeah. That's why you, my colleagues on this platform, must be ready to stand and defend President HH and always remind the people of Zambia the crime that PF committed. Forget about many people. They have written me, including some reverend fathers from Zambia. They have written me, you know, Seer one, you have the capacity, you have millions of followers from Zambia. Why not use that opportunity to heal the nation and unite the nation? Healing is not by a process. It can take 100 years. You cannot come and like, for example, the man that was killed, Mr. Sama, he left children. Then you just come and wake up because you lost the election and you start preaching to them to heal. That's rubbish. You must reap what you sow first. And then we'll talk about healing the nation. You know, those things are not going to work. So you must be in forefront, reminding the people of Zambia of the crime that PF committed. PF are threatening people. And I said this is airing a program, the journey of HH to State House. PF are threatening people. This program is going to set the country on fire. From where? All of us are worshiping Jesus today because of the history we heard about Jesus. I don't know how many of you in this panel that met Jesus or that know how Jesus looked like. We only heard the history. We heard that Satan was a bad boy. We have never met Satan before. We have never interviewed Satan before. All those things are history. And we believe it today. History that was transferred to us. Sorry, by
I'll
our
just interrupt you there
forefathers.
for a bit. I think our sound is not so good. I think for us who are not speaking, could you kindly mute your mics? All right. You can go ahead, Prophet Seer one.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can get you. You can continue.
I'm saying we must continue reminding the people of Zambia how PF treated the people. This is good because history is very, very important. Without history, we are not going anywhere. Our children will come and vote for children of Edgar Lungu and vote for children of Tarsila Lungu because it is in the blood, it doesn't change. Holy Ghost fire does not change it. So we must continue. History is very important. I was saying that the Bible we read today is a history that was given to us. Bible told us that Satan was bad. Satan was a bad boy. It's a history and we are keeping the history. Did we meet Satan? No, we didn't meet Satan. But this is a history that was left for us by our forefathers. And we believe it and we are using it. So we must also create a history for the next generation so that when they hear anything about PS, they run, knowing that these are criminals that are coming in form of angels.
All right. Mr. Wiseman, do you have a question for our guest?
Okay. Thank you very much, Mirwa. Good evening, Mr. Jalom. Good evening, Private Seer.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Sorry for the video. I think power cuts. Private Seer, I'm sure I remember last time, like on this day, when we had a private chat using a private platform where how we can plan make sure that you protect the votes of we are using one of the platforms there, and I asked you if you guided, did exactly that what you did, protect the vote. And questions for you. There were this issue of this person who it's like August for him, it's a bad month. He lost election in August, and he lost the TVs in August as well. And to him about August. Let's hope he's not going to remove. If he were to be president, maybe he could have even removed August on the Zambian calendar, because there's been a bad demand for him. You posted something saying those TVs has been stolen by PF, and you mentioned some of the bootlickers of the PF to be there. They could be the suspect. Were you joking when you mentioned about that, or you were serious with that?
No.
Lastly,
no, I'm not. Nobody stole Digalungu's television. They arranged themselves with these people. Why? Remember, you see this thing of politics. I am 20 miles away. I already know 20 years what is going to happen. I came a few months ago. I told you people to say, this Digalungu you are seeing now, they want to bring him back in 2026 to endorse a candidate. They are now trying to package him so that they can bring him back to come and support a candidate that will fight President HH. So I told you that they will come with a story. And this is foundation. Then he will be going, he will donate rice, he will do this, he will do this. Is it not happening? Now, because this foundation thing has begun, how do we get people talking? How do we win sympathy from people? They arrange and stole their own television. I swear upon Godfather, no one stole that. Police can investigate. There are cameras in those houses. No one entered Digalungu's house and stole television. How is that possible? You a house of a former head of state fitted with cameras, with even if there are no police officers there, like they are saying, there are security guards there. Now, a village person, a village thief without a gun climbed the wall fence and they opened the doors and go to his sitting room, started losing the television. Please, people, think it. Think about it. That's it. Even for PF to come up with this story.
And they went over the wall fence with the TVs.
Can you imagine? Now, of all the whole things, the thief is losing the television, not one, but two, carried it and they jumped the fence again. How is that possible? Even if it's in a house of a nobody, it's not possible. Looking at a place also where he's staying. Come on, please. I beg. Why do we even talk about this? Edgar Lungu and PF, they are criminals, and they are running a criminal organization. They are not out of idea. They will always come with things that will make Zambian people have sympathy for them. But it's not going to work. We are the political groups. If they want to challenge the government, there are many things that they can use to challenge, not these petty things. These things, it doesn't go anywhere. So they stole it. I am telling you the gospel truth. They stole it themselves. They hid it. No one entered there and stole their television.
Mr. Wiseman, you had another question?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think the other question I wanted to ask Prophet Seer one is that previously, because of the frustration you got from this notorious group called the PF, when they deported you, you swear that you will never come back to Zambia. Now, in an event that the youth of UPND, not UPND, not the president, but the youth feel like they can have an audience with you, are you willing to come to Zambia, or you still maintain with your word you will never come back to Zambia?
Of course, I have a plan of coming to Zambia, but no longer coming there to open a church or do anything. I have a very strong relationship with Chief Monse, like you know, and the many other chiefs in Zambia. I have a plan to come and visit them, you know. I also do crusade for many people that believe in Seer One, and there are so many other people that support Seer One that would love to see me in person, including the many UPND youth. I will come. Definitely, I will come.
Okay. What encouragement do you have for the youth or the current praise singers? We're calling them praise singers, and I think you call yourself the chairperson, the international chairperson of the praise singers. So what encouragement do you have for the praise singers?
I just want them to be strong. We have achieved the most important thing, which is removing the PF, giving them jobs, and changing their life cannot be that impossible. They must all be very patient with the government. This government is a government that appreciates. It's not a government that does not appreciate. And one thing I thank God about HH is that it's not somebody that can be captured by the Chinese or by that rich person, because he's rich already. He can't be captured. So there is a goal for everyone to benefit in this government. So praise singers, you must continue singing. Continue singing. You must sing until your voice is gone. Because number one, we are not even singing because things are not happening. We are singing because things are happening. Our president is dead. The other day, my sister, I was even begging him to stop delivery so that we rest a bit. We, the praise singer, we are tired. Before we say praise, before we say the Lord, he has delivered another one. You know, we don't know the one to sing. So it's delivering. Our president is delivering. We are proud of him, and we must continue singing. And everyone is going to benefit. That I can assure you. It's a president that remembers everybody. Do you know what happened? Do you know one thing about this president? Edgar Lungu, when he was campaigning, when we are busy campaigning for him, he had a WhatsApp group and a phone that everybody could use to get to him. You know, everybody could talk to him. The day he was declared the president, he changed his number. That was the day I knew that there is trouble. But you see, this HH, the same number he was using for many years, he's still using it today. If you have his message, try what I'm telling you. If you have his number, try what I'm saying. Send him a message. He reply you immediately. You know, it doesn't behave like a African president. He's so down to earth. This is a man that wants to remember and favor everybody. So if you are patient, you will eat from this government. I'm telling you the gospel truth.
Yeah. One of the things, I think, towards the end of our program, one of the things that is very evident about us Zambian youth is we are lazy. Quite lazy as compared to the Nigerians. You guys are hustling all the time and you're working extra hard, and there's a very little reliance on the government. So what's your encouragement for us as the youth in that line? Because I think we're so reliant on the government. That's why we're reliant on the CDF. That's why we want the government. Every time we see the government Ilanganepo. So what encouragement do you have? What advice do you have for the Zambian youth in regards to working hard or extra hard?
You must work hard. You know, in the first place, you must thank God for the country you found yourself in. In our country, government does not provide water. You must open your own borehole. Government does not provide electricity. It's either you buy your own generator. If you want to have 24 hours electricity, you must buy your own generator. Government does not provide. There is nothing like a welfare package. It doesn't exist in Nigeria here. Nigeria, everyone is working hard to succeed. Now, if you have a government that even remember you to say, I'm going to give you CDF so that you can start from there, you must thank God for it. You must appreciate God for it. You know, here, such a thing that here in Nigeria, if the government or even see you working very hard, they will collect the one you have. But you know, yours is a different case there. The government is always willing to support you. So you must work hard. You know, I'm trying to, through Chief Monse, open create an organization whereby the youths from Zambia will come here. Maybe say we'll get 50. They come and stay in Nigeria maybe for 3 or 4 days or 5 days or 1 week. They learn the culture, you know, then they go back, everything to be paid by us with the organization, so that you learn. One thing I have discovered about Zambia is that majority of them do not travel. You know, they are always here in Zambia. When you go to other countries, you will see that people are traveling. Zimbabweans are traveling. Nigerians are traveling. And when you travel, you learn. Traveling is part of education. When you travel, you learn. You appreciate what you have. So this is a program that we are working out with the chief already, whereby we are going to create a plan whereby we get youth from there to come here, they learn culture, you know, they exchange things, including musicians. We also have these plans for musicians in Zambia, especially those that helped HH, whereby they will come here in Nigeria, they learn music, they learn the pattern of music here. Why are Nigerians excelling in music? This is a program that we already have. Maybe before the end of the year, you will even hear it taking place. So there is a lot of things that we want to do. So you must work hard. Working hard is very, very important. You know, heaven help those that help themselves. You must work hard even before you look for the government. There are so many other youths that I've met from UPND that are working very hard as well, but majority of them are still saying, we want this, we want that, which is very good, which I also support them because it's the culture. But you must remove the culture depending on government solely. You know, you must see government as there to create a platform for you to excel, not to give you handouts. No, don't do that.
All right. I think towards the end of the program, what are your last sentiments? What words do you have for Zambia? And what words do you have for the UPND supporters on this day? Because this is quite a momentous day for us. I would say for me especially, that was maybe the first time I was voting in such an environment where people were so geared. We're waking up midnight and we're doing all these crazy things and dancing in the streets. So what words do you have for us as we end the program?
I'm going to say that, first of all, thank you for coming out to vote, hearing our message and living it, and voting for HH. And you're also reaping from it. HH is now the best president, not in the world, because what he has done, no one has ever done it. So you are reaping it. You heard our message, you believed it, you have voted for the right person. My other last word that I want to say is that UPND officials, take care of your people. I am begging you in the name of God, locate those that cannot do to write the thing for CDF. Locate those that need help. Fix them, you know, give them contracts. There's a lot of contracts in the country. Give them contracts. Find those that sacrificed for you. You know, find them and empower them, help them. You know, fix them in so many things. This is for UPND leaders. The president is doing very well, but the leaders are a little bit selfish. And I've been crying about this and crying about this. Though some of them are waking up now, I'm following up what is happening. And I also want to thank this young man, Jito. Jito, he has really remembered the youth. Every time they are writing me, look, during the campaign, we created this avenue. We created this group whereby we are saying we are going live today to hit them. And we hit them. If you go to Luapula, Mukuka was there hitting them. You go this side, Alice was in the UK hitting them. Osi was hitting them. Everywhere you turn, it was there was this thing, like it was like a bomb. You know, if you go there, this person is hitting, this person is hitting, and so on and so forth. From here, then I bombard them. That was how we won the election. So I want the government and the UPND leaders to remember these guys. It's very, very important. Election in Africa going forward is won on social media because social media has grown so well. Remember that last election there was PF didn't allow HH to campaign on the ground because they said they were campaigning, but they were not allowing him to campaign. They said corona. But we use social media to campaign. I remember one PF cadre who said to me, "You people must continue campaigning on social media. Any day we meet you on the ground, we are going to kill you." And that was what happened. We didn't have opportunity to go on the ground, but social media was enough for us to campaign.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
This guy must be remembered. Please, must really, really be remembered, including those that we are speaking on this platform now, where I'm speaking, because I was already watching this platform and hearing from people. It was like a bomb. So these guys must be remembered.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Prophet Seer, for coming and on the show and spending some time with us. I know your page has been very violent. I've enjoyed watching the violence. So don't stop. It's been an enjoyable day watching the violence as it's come.
We are going to give it to them by fire, by force. We are waiting for them to go to prison. HH is not to please me until Kampiongo, Woman Lusambo, Edgar Lungu. All those people that killed one person or the other, or involved in killing one way or the other, must go to jail. Then that time, I'm going to go to HH and buy him. I know he doesn't drink beer. I will take him a bottle of juice and say, "Thank you. You have done it."
I thought you were going to say you bring him some Nigerian malt.
Palm wine.
Pepe soup.
Yes.
Do not drink.
One day when he's very exhausted, maybe he'll go and pick it up and drink it.
Maybe when I come, I'll bring him palm wine, but he will not drink. He don't drink alcohol. He's always drinking water, the juice.
Yeah.
Pepe soup.
Yes, and pepper soup.
Yes. Yeah.
So thank you so much. We're going to end the program, and I'm wearing a Bali t-shirt today because of the 12th. So if you want a t-shirt like this, you can get it from Exquisite Media. They have loads of these t-shirts out with nice little mottos, and you have like Bali is the new normal. That's what's on my back. So you have all these nice little sayings. So if you want a t-shirt like this, get it from Exquisite Media. They're on Facebook. So they're the ones that gave me all these the red look for the night. So thank you so much for listening in. We do apologize for coming in a bit late. And Prophet Seer, thank you so much for coming in and humoring us. And thank you for all you did, especially prior to the election. It wasn't a light thing. We know that you were really brave and you spoke up. So thank you so much from as many of us as praise singers who call ourselves praise singers and Youthful Idiots. Thank you so much for the bravery and the work that you did before the elections. So good night and have a good evening.
Thank you.